Well, good evening, everybody. I know it's a shock that you're seeing me doing a video instead of Ed, but I've been working behind the scenes and figured today would be an appropriate time for me to do a how it all began video. You see, today marks the 5th anniversary that my partner of 18 years passed away. I was his caretaker for 11 years, and over the 11 years, about 6 times, the doctors are like, prepare the family, call him, he's not going to make it, every time he came back. So, I grieved for a long time over the years of losing him. 5 years ago today, there was no exception. And I figured, no, he's going to be fine. Let's wait for the test results to come back. And, by the time they came back, it was too late. So, we had promised each other he did not want to be on life support. And I said, I'm going to wait and see, because he's always bounced back and, never put off anything, because he ended up on life support. A short time after I went home, the following morning, he ended up on life support. But you never know what life has in store for you. 5 years ago tonight, I had no passport. I had no idea of ever leaving the United States. I had no intention of, doing much of anything else. I figured I'm always going to be his caretaker, until, one of us goes. And over the years, he kept telling me, chances are I'm going to go before you. I want you to go ahead and move on and find someone to be happy, fall in love, do all that and enjoy life. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. By the time you die, I'm going to be so old, I'm going to have to pay for it. But you never know what life has in store for you. So just about right now, it's 7 o'clock right now when I'm doing a video, and that's about the time that I watched his heart monitor jump all over the place. And I asked the nurse, I said, is this what I should expect? And she said, yes. So I tried to call his sister and couldn't get through. And he made me promise him, like I promised my mom, to be there by his side when he took his last breath. And I told him, I said, don't worry, I will be there. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the heart monitor as it's going from 120 to 80 to 95, down to 40, and then 20. And it hit 0. And my heart stopped. I just froze. I was like, okay, come on, go ahead, go back up again. And I realized at that point, my life was never going to be the same. Was it never any intentions of ever meeting anybody? I said, no, I'm, not going to do it. 11 years being a caretaker, 18 years with someone, I said, no, I'm not even going to go there. And it's interesting how things happen in your life. So 18 days later, on Halloween night, I decided to go out, and on social networking, I get a message. It's like, hi, I like your profile. I'm widowed also. Took me back for a moment and, read his profile. Of course, it was Ed. Months earlier, Ed had lost his partner of 10 years for a massive heart attack. And he wasn't looking for love as well. It's just one of those things, where we're like, nope. We have the one thing in common, that we're both widowed. Because in the gay community, talking about being widowed or a widower, however the terminology is, it's one of the things people are like, ooh, back away, I don't want to talk about that. So it's kind of hard to find someone to talk to, and that's what brought us together, is to be able to go ahead and talk. And, one thing led to another while we're sitting there talking, and I'm getting the butterflies in my stomach, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And he was feeling the same way, come to find out. So, he went to invite me out afterwards, and I'm like, I don't know. And a little voice in my head said, go for it, you damn fool, you gotta go for it. So I'm like, okay, let's go. So we went out, and we had a great time. We actually met at a club. It was Halloween night, so I went out for a costume party. So, we dated, we talked, and saw each other pretty much every day, going out doing things. And a few weeks after we had met, where he's going ahead and doing yoga, and I'm over at his place with his students, and we're in Shavasana, which is, when you're laying down after yoga and you're resting. And I had a vision. It was Ed and I in white. Ed was on the left, I was on the right. We were under an archway, and my partner and his partner were there. And so I woke up from that and I'm like, holy crap. And it's like, did you get a vision? And I told him, he goes, it sounds like they're trying to tell you we're getting married. He said, no offense, because we just met a couple of weeks ago. He goes, and I'm not ready for that. And I said, neither am I. I said, it's not even legal in Florida. So no idea what they were, trying to tell us. So he's like, well, who was in the vision? So I told him my partner was there and someone else. And he goes, who? I said, I have no idea. Now, Ed doesn't have any pictures out, didn't have any out of his partner. And I went ahead, because I'm a psychic medium. I think, I don't know if you've seen it on the web pages or anything else. And I described him. And Ed's like, oh crap. And I'm like, what? He goes, that's Ray. Like, seriously? He goes, yeah. So he went ahead and took out a whole bunch of pictures, different people he knew. And he said, is anyone in these pictures the one in your vision? And I pointed to the one person, and he's like, oh, great. So why? He goes, that's Ray. So, it's like, well, it is what it is. And we're just gonna, push it aside, totally ignore it, not even worry about it. It's like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's called fate. So, a few months later, we're moving in together, and a lot of people said, well, you're going through this kind of quick. No, we both realized we only live this one time that we can remember. Why not go for what makes you happy? And we made each other very happy. And we still do. So like I said, I had no passport, no anything, and we started talking, and I started getting the feeling we needed to leave the States, and so did Ed. And so we started researching, and we're both like, what the heck are we doing? We're researching moving to another country, and we just met each other. It's like, only live once, go for it. So I received my passport in March of, this was in 2014 that we met. I got my passport in March of 2015. I started yoga teacher training at the same time. And at the same time, because, those who are into spirituality or, however you want to call it, you realize you're always getting tested. There's always something where it's like to see if you're ready for the next phase. Sometimes I'll blow it up. It's like, okay, whatever, just go away. I'm not even going to deal with it. Well, getting ready for teacher training, getting my passport, and I was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer. And I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. It's like, why now? I just met somebody, I'm happy again. And I realized it's a test to see if I was, how I was gonna react. And it said, no matter what you decide, I'm there for you. And that's when he told me, he said, I love you. So, it's another video all on its own, but they got it all out in the biopsy, and I said, well, let's wait for treatment, monitor me. And they're like, no, you can't do that. You're not going to Costa Rica, you're not doing teacher training. And I laughed at them and I said, yeah, watch me. Don't tell me I can't do anything because, sorry, but I will do it. So, I put it up, I said, they got it all out, let's go for it. So April, we came here on our first trip for 11 days. May, we came here. June, we came here to go ahead and sign for the property. The end of June, 4th of July weekend. So it's my birthday and the 4th of July, and we were coming down to go ahead and close on a property. And my property, my house that I had in Florida sold within an hour. I was doing a yard sale and put a sign up there that said, for sale. And a woman came by, and I was in a mobile home park. And she was in the RV section. She said, can I take a look at it? I said, yeah. So she goes, well, how much? So I told her, she goes, I'll take it. No haggling, no nothing. I'll take it. Sweet, thank you, God, I'm happy for this. Well, while we were here doing some things with the property, going ahead and closing, Ed gets a text message from friends and they're like, is there something you want to tell us? I'm like, no. We'll be home in a couple of days. Why? And they're like, well, there's a for sale sign out in front of your house. We're like, oops. We knew it would be hard for our friends to accept that we were doing this. So we kind of waited. They all understood when we explained why we did it. So Ed went home to go ahead and prepare. We were already prepared the house, getting things ready, painting, fixing up, doing things. And our friends suspected. April, May, June, we're coming here, and it's like, okay, why aren't you going anywhere else? Why to Costa Rica? Why every month? So they kind of suspected, but nobody said anything. So we went back there. On Monday, it went on online. Tuesday, he had somebody in the morning, so they want to go ahead and come in and check out the property. So we're like, all right. They arrived early. We got all the animals out. Excuse me, I got allergies lately. Got the animals out. 15 minutes later, the realtor curls up and he's like, yeah, they're done. You come back home. And Ed's like, well, I guess they didn't like it. He goes, no, on the contrary, they're making an offer. The following day, his realtor calls him in. He said, you need to come in. He's like, don't snowball this. Tell me how bad it is. Over the phone. He goes, no, you need to come in and we need to talk about it. I'm like, let's just go. I have no idea what it is. Let's just go and appease him. He goes, we need to take out the champagne. And it's like, okay, how bad is the offer? And they're offering more than what you wanted for the property. Ed looks at me, he goes, it's our destiny. I said, yep. So we packed up everything that we were going to take with us. We planned on a 20-foot travel trailer to bring things down. I already shipped my car down. Lots of different things, and that'll be different videos of, shipping a car versus buying one, shipping furniture versus buying here. But we knew we wanted to do a yoga studio. We wanted to do a retreat place, so we wanted to bring things with us. So we planned for a 20-foot shipping container. They brought us a 40-foot. It's like, okay, well, how much do we have? He goes, it's yours. You have 40 feet. It's like, whoa, thank you, God, Spirit, however you want to call it. So we're scrambling around trying to go ahead and do inventory. It's like, let's take this, let's take that, let's take this, do that. And we had to do it all in 3 hours to pack it up and load it up so they can drive off within 3 hours time. So we had all our friends, amazing friends, helped us to do this. And I'm like, nothing goes in the truck without a number. So I'm writing out numbers and we're taping them on boxes. We're taping them on pieces of furniture. We're going ahead and doing all this, and I'm writing down an inventory and getting the list ready. And a few minutes before the 3 hours was up, they were locking the door and we're on our way to Florida. Now, at the end of August, on August 23rd, before then I told Ed, I said, let's just be safe. It's now legal to get married in Florida. How about if we go ahead and get married, so if we have a problem in Costa Rica, the embassy will help us as a married couple. So he's like, you sure? I said, yes. And so I said, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I can't imagine being with anybody else. So on the 23rd of August, I graduated from yoga teacher training. They had a white party, and I asked the teacher there, the owner of the studio, can we get married here? They said, yes, you got to do it. Ed would help with some of the teacher training classes. So we went ahead and we dressed in white. And if you remember, the vision that I had a couple of weeks before, right after we met, was we were getting married, we were going to be dressed in white, and we were going to be under an archway. Well, we were getting married on the 23rd of August. We were in white. And what did they have already set up there? A purple Christmas tree light archway. So a friend of mine, Mari, who is getting married in February, she's like, Michael, there's the archway of your vision, except for the purple lights. I'm like, okay, Spirit let us know, this was going to happen. So we got married, and it was unbelievable. A couple of weeks later, on September 3rd, I was flying down here with my dog Lucky, and 5 days later, Ed was coming down with his dog Jack and 3 cats. 3 of our best friends helped us to do it. That all on its own is a whole other film, another video that we're going to be doing. So we came down here, and my car arrived about a few days later. And while our friends were here, the same ones who helped us to load up the car, load up the shipping container, were the same ones that were down here. So not only did they get to go ahead and load up the shipping container with us, they helped unload it and helped us to undo the boxes. So it was kind of interesting to go ahead and do that. So many people will tell us, like, well, how did you manage to do all this? What, how long were you planning it? Less than a year. The 1-year anniversary of Louie's passing, we celebrated here in Costa Rica. The 1-year anniversary of us meeting, we celebrated here in Costa Rica on Halloween night. So it wasn't even a year for all of this to go ahead and go through, and we're here in Costa Rica with the anniversaries of life-changing events. And we get so many people that tell us too, it's like, oh, I can never do that. Why? Oh, I just couldn't. Well, the only thing stopping you is you. Never thought, like I said, I would ever do anything like this. Neither of us had. I had never been west of the Mississippi. Never traveled much. Didn't have the opportunity to do that. And yet, I'm living here in Costa Rica. That's part of the reason why we created our Costa Rica Life, is to help you to experience what it's like here through us. What's it like to live here in Costa Rica? What's it like to take the leap of faith? What's it like to go ahead and do things? A lot of people say, well, did you rent? Did you buy? We bought. Again, a whole other video. But we had 2 dogs, 3 cats. Kind of hard to rent when you have 2 big dogs and 3 cats. So what I'm trying to do with this video right now is to let you know that life can change at any moment. And when it does, don't be afraid of those changes. Like I say, grab the bull by the horn, do that, and go for it. Because the only thing stopping you is you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm not sure which way it is, but down below, it says subscribe. Go ahead and do that right now so you get more of our videos, because we're going to start planning a lot more of them coming up for you. And if you really like this video, if it touched a part of you, please like it. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And share this with your friends. My life has always been an open book. I did a blog talk radio show for years. So hit subscribe right now. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.